dynamics of this lesson and where you can go with it if you're partnered up. So if you would partner up, please. Does anybody need any more bags?
Now, when she says partners, that's two. Okay, that's two. So if you're at the table of five, let's put somebody else over there.
Does anybody need a partner?
Let's see, there's two here, two here. Over here I counted 6 people, so that's good. That is partner.
You need a bag?
Two here, two here. That's okay because you're not really here.
Alright, so I'm gonna do with you like I do with my students. You have 1 minute to play. So play. Play. It's very exciting. Exploring. Absolutely.
That movie's so really good. Yeah, you used it right. Well, say you had 2 fours. Do that. 2 fours. Do that.
Alright, you have 30 seconds. Bag and I didn't know that. You have 5 seconds. And your time. Time is up. That means linking cues are on the table, your hands are off the manipulatives, and you're focusing and you have your eyes on me. Okay? You have to give them time to explore. Otherwise, they're going to be exploring while you're trying to teach them. All right, so we are going to be working on building and drawing perspectives, and I want you to think and keep that in mind when you're going through this activity. Some of you might have used this activity. I use it, and my kids really like it. So here's the first step. Would we agree or disagree? Is that a 3-dimensional shape?
Wait.
Is it a 3-dimensional shape?
Yes.
Who said yes? Who said yes? Why?
Because it has a width, a length, and a height.
It has a width, a length, and a height. But I see 2 widths and maybe 2 lengths. Why is
But
that?
as this total shape, it only has 1 width.
Oh, okay, so we have to picture it as a whole 3-dimensional shape, all right? Is there anyone else in here that would like to share something on why or why not you might not think it's a 3-dimensional shape? Or why you think it's a 3-dimensional?
It's not 3-dimensional, it's trying to represent 3-dimensional, but I can't go up there and grab it and hold it, touch it.
Good, so what would we call that? Oh, yes, it's a representation of a 3-dimensional shape. Very good. Yes, ma'am.
Is it still considered that? Or once it's a picture of it, then it's always
It's a
still just a
representation, it's a
representation?
representation of a 3-dimensional shape, yes ma'am. Okay, any questions on that? So now with your partner, so you now know that we are working with 3-dimensional shapes. Tim explained because we can see a length, a width, and a height. We had a discussion about, I can't pull it out, so it's still looking flat, it's two-dimensional, but no, it's a representation of a three-dimensional. So here's your next thing. As partner, you and your partner, I want you to build this shape with your linking cubes. You have about, build this shape with your linking cubes. So how are you gonna get started with that shape?
What'd you say?
Maybe this could be.
They have to come in.
Which side's the front?
Now, these are used actually for seals, and they're used by women and some kids can't. So it's not obviously saying not to, just that walk.
What does that, okay, so what does that depend on?
Every summer we go through and tighten it up, and then by Christmas, and then the rest of the trees are edges.
So is it Tim and Brenda?
Well, because it was too small.
Y'all have your shape?
We have it, I was just, oh. So you have your shape. They were trying to.
That's what they call me.
Okay, it looks like walking around, everybody has their shape, so if I could get you back up here. So here's my next question to you. Where's the front? Just think about it. Where's the front?
Based on
Right
the
here. Yeah.
based on the two-dimensional representation you have on the screen,
Yes.
this is where we're determining the front is?
Or you could be determining your front on your shape that you just built.
Well, I could orient it, my shape,
Uh-huh.
to match this.
Okay, so where would you think the front would be?
So based off of, and I
Based
oriented
off of
mine
what?
based
What is
off of
that?
your two-dimensional representation.
Is it a two-dimensional?
It's
Or
a
representation of a
yeah.
three-dimensional?
Your
Okay.
two-dimensional representation of a yes, that would be my front.
That would be your front. Christina, where's your front? She's like, I know her, she's trying to trick me.
Could you go up there and point to it?
Yeah. I mean,
Because I didn't see Brenda's, I was looking elsewhere.
From my perspective,
don't trip on my legs, they stick out.
from my perspective, this actually is the front for me.
So you're saying this is the
This
front?
plane of this picture would be the front for me on my shape.
Okay.
Where was
From my
Brenda's?
perspective.
The other.
And Brenda's was, she said this was the front.
That's what I thought, I just
Okay.
didn't see her.
I see a front right.
Anybody else have, can anybody else tell me where you might think you're at the front of this representation of this three-dimensional?
I actually like the other side of what Brenda had said, because it's flat, supposedly all the way across,
So this side?
on the back.
On the back side, that
Yeah,
side.
that side, because it's all down.
Because it's all
Sticking
flat.
out.
So bad.
Does that make a difference?
No, it makes it easier for me though, because it's just flat.
How does it make it
Because
easier
there's no
for you?
pieces sticking out and.
How does it make it easier for you though?
Maybe I guess I could put it down easy and then trace it.
That's a thought. Yes, ma'am.
I think this side has to be the front because
This,
this,
are you talking this side right here?
that right here,
Okay.
because that's the only side that you can see all the cubes. If you turn it this way, you really don't know if there's another cube down here, and if you turn it this way, you don't know how many are back here. And if you turn it this way, you don't know how many are back here. So this is the only viewpoint that you could, the view that you could see
You
that,
can see all
all,
around it.
right?
Can you see all, I mean, your shape, if you put it down, can you see all around it? Can you see these cubes back here?
No, but based on that third cube to the back, you're assuming, I guess, that there are two underneath it to give it that height.
Does anybody else have anything?
I have a quick question.
Okay.
Johnny said that she thought that the back was the front. So if you have a student who says, I think the back is the front, we need to talk about that vocabulary, because how can the back be the front? So can we talk about that as children? I mean, not teacher
Right.
knowledge? So would y'all, Donna, what would your fifth graders say if one of them in the classroom said, I think the back is the front? What-
No, would they be like, what? And they really, because that is confusing. When she first said it, I went,
Yeah, but we
It kinda
all
made me-
kind of knew what she meant, but.
Right.
yeah. Yes, ma'am?
Are you referring like to the language? Because then it would just be, I think the side opposite, the front is the back, is the front. That side opposite of the side we're looking at, so, yeah.
Okay,
Is that what you're saying?
yeah, you can't
So
really
just
say
use the
the side
language.
opposite the front is the
Yeah.
front.
So the side opposite, the side that's facing us, so you
Yes,
want to
this
use that language?
This side,
I don't know if we know that word.
farther from you.
Y'all just keep talking, I'm looking for
Keep
the
talking.
appropriate
I'll have it
language.
down. But here's what I want you to think about. Did we had different tables that had different thoughts of where the front would be. So they were looking at it at a different, absolutely, perspective. Looking at it at a different perspective. So this is where you have to drill down for the kids. They need to know where the front is. And when we get fired up,
I was looking at this,
Uh-huh.
and like he was saying, at first I couldn't see a front, but if I grab it and I hold it in my hand, now I can see, okay, maybe this is a front because
because it's
it's
facing
relative,
you.
okay.
It's
So,
relative to you.
does this really have a front?
Well, this could be the front, yes or no? In your perspective,
Yeah, to me,
yes. Could this be a front in your perspective?
now, yes,
Could this?
yes,
Could that?
yes.
Yes. So in order for us to help our kids do these perspective drawings, we've got to give them what we call direct views, a reference. Okay?
Would it be safe, where I was going with all this, because I am math, you said there is no front, no back, no top, no bottom, but there's sides and or faces.
Yes,
Sides, edges, faces. But do the faces make a, if you will, side of a three-dimensional shape? So can we say we have sides of our three-dimensional shape? Yes, okay. So, if I tell you, we were hoping it would get through. Okay, so now, here's your perspective now.
okay.
Here's your front view. Manipulate your shape where you're looking at this as being your front view. You have it. So if this is the front view, where would the right view be? Who said this side? Yeah, okay. All right, where would your left view be? This side. You really can't see it on this picture, but you can with your concrete model. Where would the back view be? Okay, so now I'm gonna be passing out some dot paper to you. Using your dots, now listen to the instructions while they're passing it out. Using your dots, I want you to draw your direct view. I want to see what your front view looks like, your right view, your left view, and your back view. So you still should have your initial shape. Can I have you up here, please? I'm going to be, and this is just a trick that I've done with my kids, and I wanted to let you practice with it. But I call these the perspective mats. And so I have the kids build their three-dimensional model on the mat. And I have my classrooms in groups of 4. And so, and they're sit at tables. And so instead of the students walking around the table and trying to get the back view, the front view, they just rotate the mat, okay, with your three-dimensional concrete shape on it. Okay. And y'all can keep these. Partners, partner, partner, partner. Partners? Partner? Jen?
So we
front view, and then they can just say, this is the view. This is the view. Because if they're not visual, it can be hard. This is so hard.
Now we gotta move the chairs. We can move the chairs back again. So you have to do that. We gotta shake chairs again. Make her go up there.
Oh, anyway. It's useful.
So Jen needs it there.
They had a really hard time.
So we gotta shift over again.
It's like, I got.
Because we want to sit there. Keep us away. Keep moving.
Exactly. Yeah, and told them how many square was.
So, how are we doing? Okay?
I don't know why. Like I could have just shown this.
I don't need
So we have to step by step do like each.
Yeah, no, I don't get it. That's why I didn't do it.
So the front, we can't do it on calendar with this.
When you're drawing your views,
Just do it like that.
please make sure that you label them.
So, I just need to do that.
Now, if you're having a hard time seeing it, I see some of you kind of picking it up and looking at it. What I tell my 7th and 8th grade students is, put your chin on the table and look at your view. Put your chin on the table. You really don't see the depth, do you?
Okay, I don't understand. Up here, my view is from here.
It's not
straight on.
But you have to turn the mat to make it be, that's your front view.
So it needs to be straight
It
on.
has to be straight on.
Okay.
That's your front view. So if you put down, how many do you see going this way?
3.
How many do you see going this way? So then how would you draw that two-dimensional? Well, what'd you just tell me? How many would that going this way?
3, so draw 3 and 2.
I have 3 right there.
And that would be your, even though like you can see
even though you can see, so the nets, are not the nets, I'm sorry, the views, are they two-dimensional or three-dimensional?
Two-dimensional.
So what you're doing is you're taking the view, which is a two-dimensional, off of, three-dimensional. So label that as your front. Now, take a look at your left. What do you see? 3, 2, there you go, 3, 2, and 1.
How are we doing?
Are you wanting the picture to be? I'm struggling to.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's the same view.
My explanation.
Okay, when you, are you talking about that one? So wait. I wanna look at the line. Okay.
So now I understand what she's talking about with the chin, but you don't see it this way, like this. Even with your chin on the table, you're still facing that.
Put your chin on the table.
Okay, wait, what view was
You
that?
can spit, how many are going up?
Well, your front view is like that. Then we went.
That was left.
Right, well, I had it.
Make it teddy bear.
So we saw this.
No.
Okay.
But if you take a look, just a decision.
I've got 1, 2.
And then we'll do it back.
Because are your sides of your table? No, it's two, aren't they? Yeah. It's hard when you're.
No, I mean, like, nobody would be able to see that.
How are we doing?
Are you over?
So let me ask you a question. Are the direct views that you're drawing three-dimensional?
No.
Okay.
Level with it.
Yeah, so pick it up and look at it. If you pick this up and look at it, are you seeing any three-dimensional sections?
Oh, I see what you mean.
What's coming at you?
Oh, you want me to pick it up?
Oh.
Or you can leave it down and put your chin down on the table.
Okay, I got you. All right, so that, you're making more three-dimensional and
Instead of two-dimensional.
Is a slide of a three-dimensional shape.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's like a flat piece.
So, some of y'all are finished. Let me ask you a question. Can you have a top view?
Yeah.
All right, so now do the top view. How might you do the top view? Could you stand up and look straight down on it? Yes? So do a top view for me.
Wait, hold on, this is our front. Okay. So from the top it'll be 2, 2, 1. So 1 at the bottom.
You're saying